this is a tease. This will come next week. This is the Realme 5S 48 megapixel quad camera powerhouse, 5000 mAh battery and a Snapdragon 665, and it's under 10K. Now that's the tease. I'm not even opening it. Even the plastic is on this. All I'm telling you is it's with us, and we'll take a look at it next week. But the phone that I have is the phone that everyone has been waiting for. There's been so much of rumor about the fact that Realme, doing so well in India now, will take on OnePlus in its own territory, and how. And this is the Realme X2 Pro. You know, Pro, this version, this term now is used and misused and abused by everybody. But here, in this time, it actually makes a lot of sense. Now, this is quite a phone. So, a Snapdragon 855 Plus, 64 megapixel quad camera, that incredible fast charger, fantastic screen, and a great looking phone. So let's embrace a new journey. Well, it's a new adventure for Realme because they're going into territory and into a space they've never gone before. This is Realme playing in the 30,000 plus variety and category. For a company that is just years old, I think it's incredible they've been able to do it so quickly. So this then is the Realme X2 Pro. Great looking, fantastic cameras at the back, great camera in the front. It still does have a water drop notch. So that's the part that a few people were very surprised about, because most people thought they will do a pop-up camera for their Pro version. But other than that, the specs look absolutely fantastic.
What could charge laptops can now charge a smartphone. Meet the new Realme X2 Pro that brings a massive 50-watt charger with it, one that is almost equivalent to a laptop charger. At 29,999 rupees for the 8GB RAM variant, Realme is gunning for the flagship segment, and this is their most expensive phone till date. So, has Realme dealt itself a winning hand with the X2 Pro, or does it leave us wanting more? Let's check the phone out and see. We got the NEPTUNE blue color variant for review. There is also a striking concrete and red brick color that the master editions of this phone come with. This is a phone that feels heavy to hold in the hand, and it's made of glass and metal. It has a double-layer aluminium alloy frame which makes the phone look durable. The front has a Corning Gorilla 5 protection. There's a large 6.5-inch 1080p plus Super AMOLED screen with a pixel density of 402 ppi, which is pretty great. Watching videos on this phone is a sheer delight in the 20:9 ratio. There's a notch on top though, and this is not a full view display, but the colors are punchy and it truly is a captivating screen. The audio is spot on too. Like in the Realme X and XT, the X2 Pro also comes with Dolby ATMOS dual surround sound speakers. Using the Realme X2 Pro is a phenomenal experience. Yes, the ColorOS 6 that this phone runs on is nice, but it's the scrolling experience that left us impressed. This is because of the 90Hz refresh rate on the screen. Once you use this high refresh rate, it's hard to go back to a 60Hz screen, especially if you're a gamer. The screen also houses an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is pretty fast on this phone. This is Realme's most expensive phone till date. The X2 Pro starts at 29,999 rupees for the 8GB RAM, 128GB storage variant, and 33,999 rupees for the 12GB RAM, 256GB storage variant. The Master Edition is priced at just 1,000 rupees more. That makes it 34,999 rupees. At this price, what kind of competition is Realme taking on, and are they managing to undercut competition like Xiaomi?
Pricing always comes secondary. We always devise the product first, and Realme is never about the pricing. While we are talking about some other so-called flagships, I don't call that just a flagship with a chipset. Flagship is not just about having a premium chipset. If I have an 8 series chipset, that doesn't mean that is a flagship. I have a Snapdragon 855 Plus. It's one of the best chipsets right now. But having just that doesn't define a flagship. Chipset cannot just define a flagship. Chipset can define that it can help you to do a multitasking, but cannot define that is the only reason why it's a flagship. So the other names what you said, that what I believe is just about a chipset. There's no other things what a user can get benefits out of it.
Under the hood, the Realme X2 Pro runs on the Snapdragon 855 Plus chipset. The RAM on both variants of the phone is very good, and so this is a phone that runs full speed. We played PUBG on this phone and it was very smooth. The 90Hz screen really shines through in such games. There's a 4000 mAh battery which makes the phone last a comfortable 1 day, but the real game changer here is the 50 watt VOOC charger that comes in the box itself. The phone doesn't heat up with this powerful charger. On the optics front, this has the Realme X2's 64 megapixel primary shooter. We know this is a good lens and the detail in shots are impressive. The default mode is not 64 megapixel though. There is a 13 megapixel telephoto lens, a 2 megapixel depth lens and an 8 megapixel wide-angle sensor which also doubles up as the macro lens. Macro shots were good as well, and these range of lenses gives it a variety of shots that one can choose from. In fact, there is a 20x hybrid zoom which is not the best in the business, but it's there on the phone. The nightscape mode took good shots with not much graininess or loss in detail. The front camera has a great portrait mode which captures a lot of detail. The videos we took on this were 4K and they were quite stable. And now for the verdict on the Realme X2 Pro. Realme has jumped into the world of flagships with this phone at around 30,000 rupees. While it looks too good to be true on paper, it performs well as well, and Realme has left no stone unturned. This phone will leave competition like Xiaomi and OnePlus shaking in their boots. And while we do wish the price was a bit lower, it could very well be the flagship killer of 2019.